Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be talking about how head coach Todd Bowles and general manager Jason Licht have both received multi-year extensions. We don't know the exact length of the deals, but it has been reported by various local and national sources that these are multi-year extensions. So let's go ahead and dive into this. Firstly, talking about Todd Bowles, who is 61 years old, will be 62 years old by the end of this upcoming season. He's been with the Bucs for a long time. He was the defensive coordinator for 3 years, won a Super Bowl in 2020 whenever Bruce Arians was the head coach. He then became the head coach in his own way. In 2022, it was Brady's last year. In 23 was Baker's first year. In 24 was Baker's second year. A couple of interesting things to know with Todd Bowles is, number one, he's technically won more regular season games every single year he has been head coach of this organization. He won 8 games in 22, 9 games in 23, 10 games in 24. So regular season improvement has been there, even in the smallest incremental way. It is still improvement, right? So that is something that should be recognized and applauded, in my opinion. It is also very interesting that, man, the Bucs have had a wild roller coaster with offensive coordinator under Todd Bowles. You had Byron Leftwich in Bowles' first year. Bowles fired Leftwich after the first season, hired Dave Canales. That went pretty okay, all things considered. He was hired away to be the Carolina Panthers head coach. You brought in Liam Cohen. That went great. He was hired away to be the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach, and now you have Josh Grizzard in there. So 4 different offensive coordinators in 4 straight years for Todd Bowles as head coach. Hopefully that is not a trend that continues. Hopefully the Bucs can find a good offensive coordinator that they can just stick with and not have to worry about them getting hired away 1 year after the OC of the team. But yeah, it's certainly been a bit of a roller coaster. I do want to take a look at Bowles' seasons as well real quick, because I do want to talk about the good with the things that need to be improved, in my opinion, right? And two things I think that we can see Bowles teams improve on as a head coach. Firstly is getting out of mid-season slumps, let's say, or first half season slumps. 2022 isn't necessarily the best example. I mean, 5-5 after like 10 weeks isn't necessarily terrible, in my opinion. With Tom Brady, maybe, you probably do expect better things than an 8-9 record and 5-5 by a little over midseason, but still, it's not the worst thing in the world. I think that 2023 was worse. I mean, you had a point that after week 12, this team was 4-7 and then went on an absolute run. That was a bad early season slump that needed a late season surge to get them out of that slump. Right? Then in 2024, you saw a pretty similar thing, 4-6 after week 10, and then again, they went on an absolute surge to finish 10-7. It's just a thing that does need improvement, right? And I'm sure Todd Bowles would tell you that is something that needs to be improved upon. Of course, starting the season better, not having those early to mid-season slumps and having to rely upon a late season surge is something that everybody wants to see, right? I don't think that is a crazy thing to say at all. Another thing that I think is maybe expected at this point, given this contract extension and the continual regular season improvement under Todd Bowles, is playoff success. Yes, the Buccaneers have been to the playoffs every single year under Todd Bowles. Yes, they have won the division every single year under Todd Bowles as head coach. It's an incredibly impressive streak, right? But to be 1-3 in 4 playoff games in 3 years does need to improve, because again, when those regular season records improve, expectations improve, playoff expectations improve as well. So hopefully going forward, you do look to see the Bucs take those next 2 steps in terms of getting out of those early regular season slumps and finding some playoff success going forward as well, maybe somewhere along the lines of a deep playoff run. But look, I've had an up and down journey with Todd Bowles. Okay, there's been multiple times where I have said, hey, is it time to get rid of this guy? A lot of times it's been during those mid-season slumps. And there's also been times where I've said, hey, should the Bucs maybe look to promote their offensive coordinator and move on from Todd Bowles? And I won't shirk away from those takes that I made. Those are takes that I made, and I stand by those takes, right? Those were things that I said. I'm not going to say I didn't say those things. And in some ways, I still believe in those takes, but I also recognize and understand why this move was made. Because you do see positives in Todd Bowles' head coaching tenure. Look, at the end of the day, he still does have a winning record as this team's head coach, a 27-24 record. I mean, his total record is 28-27 at the end of the day. So he still is coaching a little above 500 football. There's a lot of organizations around this league who wish that they would have a coach that could have them at 500 football or above 500 football, even slightly above, right? So I think you have to take the positive with the negative in there as well. So congratulations to head coach Todd Bowles. In the case of general manager Jason Licht, boy, he has had one heck of a resurgence as general manager of this football team. Before he brought in Bruce Arians, he only had one winning season in 2016. I believe that was with Dirk Cutter as head coach. His overall record is 85-95. He will eventually have a winning record as an executive with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And look, this has been his team for over a decade now, Jason Licht, right? And he's had multiple head coaches. He had Lovie Smith. He had Dirk Cutter. He had Bruce Arians. Now he has Todd Bowles in there as well. And really, this past 5-year stretch has been the most success of Jason Licht's tenure, of Todd Bowles' tenure, arguably the longest stretch of success in Tampa Bay Buccaneers history. I think that that's fair to say, right? I mean, multiple deep playoff runs, winning a Super Bowl. It's been a heck of a run, right? It's been a heck of a run so far to this point. It is understandable as to why Jason Licht got a contract extension. I mean, he has drafted players who will be in the Hall of Fame, players who will be in the Buccaneers Ring of Honor. He has found franchise quarterback after franchise quarterback, from Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield. And even if you do want to throw Jameis Winston in there, he did give the Buccaneers 5 years, right, of his time. It was an early go. It was a rough early going for Jason Licht, right? Those first couple of off seasons were pretty rough, but once he hit his stride, you just started to see him get better and better as an executive building a football team. And I think we're still seeing Jason Licht get better as an executive as these years progress. It is important to note, by the way, that, as I said, Todd Bowles is 61 years old. Jason Light's only 54. So I think that it is fair to say that Jason Licht will, if things go well, be around this organization longer than Todd Bowles going forward. Who knows? We'll see. Sometimes guys get fatigue and whatnot and just want to call it a career. But it is safe to say that, like, we don't know how much longer Todd Bowles will be around before he might say, hey, I kind of want to retire from this thing. He's been a coach for a long time, guys. I mean, since the 90s, he's been a coach in the NFL, right? So, we could see Todd Bowles get a couple of years down the line and say, hey, I'm good, I'm done. Whereas Jason Licht has a little bit more mileage left in the tank, so to speak. But both these extensions are understandable. We've talked before about how the organization, the owners, the Glazier family loves both of these guys, and they have shown it now with giving both these guys contract extensions. And it's understandable to see why these guys got extensions. You are seeing a phenomenal stretch from both these guys in terms of playoffs, in terms of regular season success and improving on that, as well as roster construction as well. So congratulations to both of these guys on their contract extensions. Well earned. What do you guys think about Todd Bowles and Jason Licht getting these contract extensions. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear about it down in the comments section below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. As always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.